The hospital corridor smelled like disinfectant and fear. Machines beeped softly in the distance, a rhythm that felt like a countdown to something terrible. Marcus Kane stood outside the ICU room, his large frame rigid as stone, his hands pressed against the glass window. Inside lay Emma, 8 years old, small, pale, tubes everywhere. The child he had rescued 4 years ago, the child he had sworn to protect with his life. He clenched his fists. The knuckles went white. Marcus had faced bullets before. He had survived betrayals that would have destroyed lesser men. Death sentences meant nothing to a man who controlled half of Detroit's underworld. But this broke him in ways violence never could. His mind flashed back. 3 seconds. That's all it took. 4 years ago, a crack house on the east side. Emma was 4 years old then, hiding in a closet, clutching a stuffed rabbit with one arm missing. Her mother, Sarah, had overdosed 3 days earlier. Nobody cared. Nobody was coming for her. Emma's voice, so small it barely existed. Please don't hurt me. Marcus had looked into those dark eyes and made a choice that surprised everyone, including himself. He took her home. The memory dissolved. Marcus was back in the present, back in this sterile hallway with its fluorescent lights and that chemical smell that made his stomach turn. He looked through the glass again. Emma's chest rose and fell. Too slow, too shallow, the ventilator doing most of the work. That's when he noticed something wrong. His wife wasn't comforting the girl. Rebecca wasn't holding Emma's hand. She wasn't stroking her hair. She was standing at the foot of the bed, arms crossed, eyes cold, distant. Marcus studied her face. Rebecca's expression showed irritation rather than concern, like she was inconvenienced, like Emma was a problem to be solved rather than a child fighting for her life. Then he saw it. Rebecca's hand moved toward the IV line, just slightly. Her fingers touched the connection point. The monitor numbers dipped, not dramatically, just enough. Rebecca's hand pulled away as a nurse entered the room. The nurse checked the vitals, made some adjustments, left. Rebecca's mask of concern dropped instantly. Marcus froze, because in that second he understood something terrifying. This wasn't neglect. This wasn't frustration born from stress. This was deliberate. And the woman he married, the woman who had shared his bed for 4 years, was trying to erase his daughter. His phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. Your daughter's suffering will end soon. Some debts must be paid. Marcus's blood turned to ice. He stepped away from the window. His footsteps echoed against the polished floor as his mind raced through possibilities, through memories, through the last few weeks searching for signs he had missed. Rebecca's complaints about Emma had started months ago. Small things at first, the cost of private school, music lessons, the way Emma asked too many questions. Marcus had brushed it off. Adjustment issues, stepmother challenges, normal family friction. But this went beyond resentment. Marcus pulled out his phone. His fingers moved with deadly precision. He dialed a number he knew by heart. The voice answered on the first ring, gravel and alert. Thomas, I need you at St. Mary's Hospital. Now, bring the surveillance equipment and 2 of our cleanest guys. A pause on the other end. Thomas had been with the organization for 15 years. He understood what family meant to Marcus Kane. Boss, what's the situation? Marcus's voice was steel. Family emergency. Someone's trying to hurt Emma. He ended the call, dialed another number immediately. Dr. Patricia Reeves, the family's private physician, someone who had handled delicate situations before. Vincent, I heard about Emma. How is she? That's what I need you to find out. I want you at St. Mary's within the hour. Run every test imaginable. Blood work, toxicology, everything. Dr. Reeves understood the weight in his voice. Of course, should I be looking for anything specific? Marcus's jaw clenched. Poison. Something that would cause respiratory failure but look natural. The silence on the other end spoke volumes. I'll be there soon, Marcus. 48 hours earlier, life had been different. Normal, or as normal as life could be for a man like Marcus Kane. Monday morning, 6 a.m. Detroit. The alarm hadn't gone off yet, but Marcus was already awake. Old habits. In his line of work, you learn to sleep light, to wake at the slightest sound, to trust nothing. Rebecca still slept beside him. her breathing steady, peaceful. Marcus studied her face in the dim light filtering through the curtains. She looked innocent, beautiful, nothing like the monster he would discover her to be. He slipped out of bed quietly. The house was a mansion in Grosse Pointe, 8 bedrooms, too big for 3 people. But Marcus had earned it, built his empire from nothing, from the streets to the penthouses, blood and calculation and an iron will that never bent. The kitchen smelled like coffee already brewing. The automatic timer. Rebecca had set it the night before. Marcus poured himself a cup. Black, no sugar. He stood by the window overlooking the garden. Early morning light painted everything gold. This was the life he had built. The life Emma had helped him understand was worth protecting. Footsteps on the stairs, light and quick. Emma. She appeared in the doorway, 8 years old but small for her age. Dark hair tangled from sleep. She wore pajamas with cartoon characters on them. Something Marcus never thought he would buy. Something that now filled him with fierce protective love. Morning, Daddy. Morning, baby, you're up early. Emma climbed onto the stool at the kitchen island. Her legs swung, too short to reach the floor. I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about my math test today. Marcus smiled, the kind of smile he showed nobody else. The kind that made his men nervous because Marcus Kane didn't smile. Not like this, not soft. You studied, you'll do fine. But what if I forget everything? Then you try your best. That's all anyone can ask. Rebecca entered, already dressed, hair perfect, makeup subtle but expertly applied. She moved through the kitchen with practiced efficiency, poured herself coffee, started preparing breakfast. Oatmeal okay, Emma? Yes, Mommy. Marcus watched Rebecca work. She pulled out the oats, the cinnamon, brown sugar, orange juice from the refrigerator. But something caught his eye. Rebecca poured juice from a separate container. Not the main pitcher, a smaller bottle. Just for Emma's glass, it was a small detail, easily missed. Marcus almost didn't register it. Rebecca placed the bowl and juice in front of Emma, smiled, kissed the top of her head. Eat up, sweetie, big day. Emma ate. Marcus read the newspaper. The sports section first, then business, then the news that mattered to his world. A territorial dispute brewing on the west side. The Romano family making noise, or what was left of them. 6 months ago, Marcus had eliminated Michael Romano, the head of their operation. A necessary move. Michael had been encroaching on Marcus's territory, threatening his people. In their world, you couldn't let that stand. The Romano organization had collapsed. Most of the family scattered. Some were arrested, some disappeared. The nephew, Victor Romano, had vanished, presumed dead in the warehouse fire that had consumed the Romano's main operations center. Thomas had assured Marcus the Romanos were finished. Marcus turned the page, didn't give it another thought. Emma finished breakfast, grabbed her backpack. Marcus drove her to school like he did every morning he could. The private academy on the north side, where the children of Detroit's elite learned Latin and played lacrosse. Emma kissed his cheek before jumping out of the car. Love you, Daddy? Love you too, baby. Promises are forever, right? Forever. She ran toward the building. Marcus watched until she disappeared inside. Then he drove to the warehouse district, to the legitimate businesses that fronted his real operations, to meetings with men who spoke in code and conducted business that would never appear on any ledger. At 10:30, his phone rang. Rebecca. Her voice was panic, pure and unfiltered. Marcus, Emma collapsed. She's not breathing right. Marcus heard Emma in the background, wheezing, gasping, the sound of someone drowning on dry land. I'm calling 911 right now. Keep her awake. I'm coming. Marcus was already moving. Out the door, into his car, the engine roared to life. Tires squealed. He blew through intersections. 15 red lights. Speed limits meant nothing. The only thing that mattered was Emma. His mind raced. Emma had been fine at breakfast. Fine this morning. No signs of illness, no fever, no complaints. He called ahead to St. Mary's. His voice carried the kind of authority that made people move. This is Marcus Kane. My daughter is being brought in by ambulance. Acute respiratory distress. Have your best people ready. Whatever she needs. Money is no object. He reached the house 12 minutes later. The ambulance was already there. Red and blue lights painting the neighborhood. Neighbors watching from windows. Emma on a gurney, face pale, lips turning blue, oxygen mask over her nose and mouth. Rebecca stood beside the ambulance, tears streaming down her forehead. Her hands shook, the perfect image of a terrified mother. Marcus jumped out, ran to Emma. "Baby, Daddy's here." Emma's eyes fluttered, tried to focus, couldn't. The paramedic spoke quickly. "Sir, we need to transport now. Oxygen saturation is dangerously low." Marcus climbed into the ambulance, held Emma's hand. It felt cold, too cold. "Stay with me, baby. Stay with Daddy." Rebecca followed in her car. The ambulance raced through Detroit, sirens wailing. Marcus never took his eyes off Emma, never let go of her hand. He whispered to her, told her stories, reminded her of promises. "Remember when we got Mr. Hoppy, your stuffed rabbit? You said he needed someone to love him, just like you needed someone to love you. And I promised I would always love you, always protect you. That promise still stands, baby. Forever." Emma's fingers squeezed, just barely, but enough. St. Mary's Hospital, 1:15 p.m. The emergency room was chaos. Doctors and nurses moving in controlled urgency. Emma was rushed into a trauma bay. Marcus tried to follow. A nurse stopped him. "Sir, you need to wait outside. That's my daughter." "I understand, but we need room to work. Please." The door closed. Marcus stood in the hallway, fists clenched, helpless. A feeling he hated more than anything. Rebecca arrived, rushed to his side, her mascara ran, her voice trembled. "What did they say?" "Nothing yet." They waited. 20 minutes felt like 20 hours. Finally, a doctor emerged. Dr. Morrison, mid-40s, gray at the temples, confident but concerned. "Mr. Kane, I'm Dr. Morrison. I'm overseeing Emma's care." "How is she?" "Critical but stable for now. We've intubated her. The ventilator is doing most of the breathing. Her oxygen levels are slowly improving." "What caused this?" Dr. Morrison's expression shifted. "Uncertainty. That's what concerns me. Emma shows symptoms of severe respiratory failure, but there's no obvious cause. No infection, no blockage. Her lungs appear structurally sound. It's as if something is suppressing her respiratory system. But we can't identify what." Marcus felt his stomach turn. "You're saying someone did this to her?" "I'm saying we don't have answers yet. We're running comprehensive tests, blood work, toxicology screening, everything we can think of." Rebecca gasped. "You think she was poisoned?" "I think we need to rule out all possibilities." "Mrs. Kane, did Emma eat or drink anything unusual this morning?" Rebecca shook her head. "Just breakfast at home, oatmeal and orange juice, same as always." "Any visitors to the house? Anyone who might have had access to her food?" "No, just us. Just family." Dr. Morrison nodded. "We'll keep digging. For now, Emma is in the ICU. You can see her, but only immediate family. And please try to stay calm. She needs positive energy right now." He left. Marcus and Rebecca were led to the ICU. The ward was quiet, machines humming, monitors beeping. Emma lay in bed 3, tubes running from her arms, a ventilator tube down her throat. Wires connected to monitors that displayed numbers Marcus didn't understand, but he understood enough. The numbers were low, too low. Rebecca stood beside him. She reached for his hand. Marcus let her take it. Her palm was cold, sweaty. "She'll be okay," Rebecca whispered. "She has to be." Marcus didn't respond. He was watching Rebecca's reflection in the glass, watching how she stood, how she held herself, arms crossing and uncrossing, eyes darting. Then he saw it. Rebecca moved toward Emma's bed, glanced at the door. The nurse's station was visible through the window. No one was looking. Rebecca's hand moved to the IV line. Her fingers touched the connection point where the tube met the port in Emma's arm. Just for a second, not pulling, not disconnecting, just touching, adjusting. The monitor beeped. Emma's oxygen level dipped. 92% to 90, back to 91. A nurse entered. Rebecca's hand pulled away instantly. Her face shifted. Concern, worry, perfect maternal fear. Is everything okay? The nurse asked. I don't know, Rebecca said, her voice cracked. The numbers, they keep changing. The nurse checked the monitors, the IV line. Made a small adjustment Marcus couldn't see. It's normal for some fluctuation. But if you notice any sudden changes, press the call button immediately. Of course. Thank you. The nurse left. Rebecca returned to standing beside Marcus. She squeezed his hand. I'm so scared. Marcus looked at his wife, really looked at her, searching for the woman he thought he knew, the woman he had married 4 years ago. Beautiful, charming, perfect. He saw nothing behind her eyes, just emptiness. I need some air, Marcus said. He left the room, walked down the corridor. His mind worked through possibilities, through scenarios, through the unthinkable. His phone buzzed. The text from an unknown number. Your daughter's suffering will end soon. Some debts must be paid. Marcus stared at the message. His training kicked in. Years of operating in a world where information was currency and enemies hid in shadows. He took a screenshot, forwarded it to Thomas with a single word, Trace. Then he called Thomas directly. Boss, where are you? 10 minutes out. Got the equipment and 2 guys like you asked. What am I walking into? Marcus kept his voice low, controlled. Emma was poisoned. I'm certain of it. And I think Rebecca did it. Silence. Then Thomas spoke carefully. Boss, that's a serious accusation. I know what I saw. I need you to pull hospital security footage. Every angle of Emma's room for the last 6 hours. Consider it done. And boss, if Rebecca did this, what do you want me to do? Marcus looked back toward the ICU, toward the room where his daughter fought for every breath. Find proof, then we deal with it my way. Thomas arrived at 3 p.m. He brought 2 men Marcus trusted, Carlo and Vincent, former military, loyal to death. They knew how to move quietly, how to observe without being seen. Marcus met them in the parking garage. Carlo, you take the main entrance. Vincent, emergency room exit. Nobody gets in or out without my knowledge, especially anyone trying to visit Emma. The men nodded, disappeared. Thomas carried a duffel bag. Inside was surveillance equipment that didn't officially exist, the kind of gear that could tap into security systems and leave no trace. Where's the security office? Basement level. I'll show you. They took the stairs. The hospital's security office was small, 2 guards monitoring dozens of screens. Marcus walked in like he owned the place. In many ways he did. St. Mary's board of directors included 3 people who owed Marcus favors. Big ones. Gentlemen, I'm Marcus Kane. There's been an incident involving my daughter. I need access to your surveillance system. The guards exchanged looks. The older one spoke. Sir, we can't just give civilians access to our system. Marcus pulled out his phone, made a call. David, it's Marcus. I'm at St. Mary's. I need a favor. 2 minutes later, the guard's phone rang. He listened. His face went pale. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. He hung up, looked at Marcus. You have full access, whatever you need. Thomas set up his equipment, tapped into the feed, started pulling footage from the ICU floor. Marcus watched over his shoulder. The screen showed multiple angles. Emma's room, the hallway, the nurse's station. Start from this morning, 7 a.m. Thomas worked the controls. The footage rewound, played forward at normal speed. Marcus watched Rebecca enter Emma's room. She was alone. The timestamp read 7:15 a.m. before Marcus had woken up. Rebecca looked around, pulled something from her purse. A small vial, glass, clear liquid inside. She uncapped it, drew the liquid into a syringe, moved to Emma's bedside. Emma was still asleep. Rebecca checked the door, then injected the liquid into Emma's IV port. Not into Emma directly, into the tube. The poison would flow slowly, mixing with the saline drip, entering Emma's bloodstream gradually. Rebecca disposed of the syringe in a Sharps container, pocketed the vial, left the room. Marcus felt something cold and terrible settle in his chest. Keep going. Thomas fast-forwarded, stopped at 2:47 p.m., the timestamp from earlier. Rebecca entered Emma's room again. This time she didn't inject anything. She just adjusted the drip rate, increased the flow, making the poison work faster. How many times? Marcus asked. Thomas checked the logs, rewound further. Yesterday at 11 p.m., day before that at 4 a.m., going back at least a week based on what I can see. Marcus closed his eyes, breathed, centered himself. The rage was there, white hot, threatening to consume everything. But rage without control was useless. Rage that led to mistakes got people killed. He opened his eyes. Send that footage to my encrypted server, all of it, then wipe any trace that we were here. Already done, boss. Marcus's phone rang. Dr. Patricia Reeves. Marcus, I'm at the hospital. Where are you? Basement, security office. Come down. Dr. Reeves arrived 5 minutes later. She carried her medical bag, a black leather case that held equipment far more sophisticated than anything St. Mary's had on hand. Patricia was in her 50s, sharp, brilliant. She had been the family physician for over a decade, had treated gunshot wounds that never appeared in any hospital record, had questions she never asked. Show me the footage. Thomas replayed the key moments. Patricia watched without expression. When it finished, she turned to Marcus. That's tetrodotoxin, or something very similar. Sophisticated respiratory depressant, small doses over time to make it look like natural illness. Whoever planned this knew exactly what they were doing. Can you counteract it? Possibly, if I can get a blood sample and confirm the compound. But Marcus, we're talking about hours, maybe 6 to 8 before irreversible organ damage, possibly brain damage. 6 to 8 hours. Marcus checked his watch. 3:20 p.m. That meant Emma had until around 11 p.m., maybe later, maybe sooner. Do what you need to do. Save my daughter. Patricia left to coordinate with the ICU staff, to take blood samples under the guise of standard testing, to begin preparing an antidote that shouldn't exist. Marcus stood in the security office, Thomas beside him. Boss, what about Rebecca? Good question. The smart move was to eliminate the threat immediately. Take Rebecca somewhere quiet. Make her disappear. Marcus had done it before, would likely do it again. But this was different. This wasn't business. This was family. And despite everything, Rebecca was still his wife. There had to be more to the story. Bring her to me, family consultation room on the 4th floor. Make sure nobody sees you. Thomas hesitated. Boss, if she tries to run? She won't. But if she does, stop her. Don't hurt her. Not yet. Marcus took the elevator to the 4th floor. The family consultation room was private, soundproofed, used for delivering bad news to relatives, for difficult conversations about life and death. Perfect. He waited. 5 minutes later, Thomas arrived with Rebecca. She looked confused, scared. Marcus? What's going on? Why did Thomas bring me here? Marcus gestured to a chair. Sit down, Rebecca. I don't understand. Emma is alone. We should be with her. Emma is monitored. She's safe, for now. Sit down. Rebecca sat, her hands folded in her lap, the picture of a worried wife. Marcus pulled out his iPad, set it on the table between them, pressed play. The footage showed Rebecca entering Emma's room, drawing the syringe, injecting poison into the IV line. Rebecca watched, her face drained of color. Her hands began to shake. When the video ended, Marcus spoke. His voice was death itself. Explain. Rebecca stared at the screen, her mouth opened, closed. No sound came out. Finally, words, broken, desperate. Marcus, I can explain, please. You have to understand. I'm waiting. They made me. I had no choice. They threatened to kill me, kill both of us. Who? Rebecca's eyes filled with tears, real ones this time. Fear tears, the kind that came when survival instinct kicked in. The Romanos. Victor Romano. He's alive. Marcus felt the world tilt slightly. Victor Romano, Michael's nephew, the one they thought died in the warehouse fire 6 months ago. Victor is alive. Yes, he survived. He's been planning this for months. Planning what exactly? Rebecca's words tumbled out, fast, frantic. Revenge. He wants revenge for what you did to his family. Michael, Anthony, all of them. But he didn't want to just kill you. He wanted to destroy you, make you suffer. So he chose Emma. Yes, he said taking away your daughter would hurt you more than any bullet. That watching her die slowly would break you in ways nothing else could. Marcus leaned back, processed this. The logic was sound, cruel, effective. In their world, a man's family was his greatest vulnerability. How long has he been planning this? 3 years, maybe longer. He found me first, before I ever met you. That stopped Marcus cold. Before you met me. Rebecca nodded miserably. I had a past, Marcus. Things I did, a long time ago. Things I'm not proud of. What things? Rebecca took a shaky breath. 12 years ago, I was married. To Gregory Walsh. He was abusive, violent. One night he came home drunk. Started hitting me. I fought back. I grabbed a knife. I didn't mean to kill him, but I did. She looked up, met Marcus's eyes. I made it look like an accident, a fall down the stairs. The police never suspected. The case went cold. I thought I was free. But Victor found out. He has connections everywhere. He pulled the case files, found witnesses I didn't know existed, got my DNA from the scene, built an entire case against me. And then what? Then he gave me a choice, work for him or go to prison for murder. He said all I had to do was get close to you, become part of your life, your family. Wait for his signal. Marcus felt sick. 4 years of marriage, 4 years of lies. And Emma? I never wanted to hurt her, Marcus. I swear. When you brought her home, I was furious. I didn't want a child, especially not some street kid. But over time, I started to care about her. I really did. Not enough to refuse Victor. Rebecca's face crumpled. He said he would expose everything. My past, the murder. He said he would kill both of us, make it look like a murder-suicide. I was trapped. When did he order you to kill Emma? 6 months ago, after you eliminated Michael. Victor said it was time, that Emma had to die slowly, painfully, so you would have time to really suffer. Marcus stood, walked to the window, looked out at the Detroit skyline, the city he controlled, the empire he had built. All of it meant nothing if he lost Emma. Why should I believe you? Because I'm telling you the truth. Finally, I should have come to you from the beginning, but I was scared. I thought I could handle it on my own. Marcus turned back by killing my daughter. I was trying to protect us both. Don't you see? If I didn't do what Victor wanted, he would have killed everyone. You, me, Emma, everyone you care about. So you chose Emma. I chose wrong, I know that now, and I hate myself for it. But Marcus, please, let me help, let me fix this. I can call Victor, tell him Emma died, make him believe it, give you time to prepare. Marcus studied his wife, searching for any sign of deception, any hint that this was another trap. He saw only desperation, raw, honest. Why would Victor believe you now after all this time? Because he's been texting me, checking on progress. He knows Emma is at hospital. He's waiting for confirmation. Marcus's phone buzzed, another text from the unknown number. The girl's father would be proud of how strong she is. Oh, wait, you're not her real father. Marcus stared at the message. Something clicked, something he had missed before. Thomas, pull Emma's original case files from 4 years ago, the crack house raid. I need to know who lived there. Thomas worked his phone, pulled records that shouldn't be accessible, found what Marcus needed. Boss, the house was registered to Sarah Mitchell, Emma's mother. But according to old police reports, Sarah was the girlfriend of Anthony Romano. Anthony Romano, low-level soldier, died 5 years ago in a shootout with Marcus's crew. Marcus remembered now, the warehouse district, a deal gone bad, Anthony had pulled a gun, Marcus had been faster. One shot, center mass, Anthony went down. Never got back up. In Anthony's wallet, Marcus had found a photo. A woman holding a small child. Marcus had assumed it was Anthony's sister or cousin, had thrown the picture away, never thought about it again. Until now. Emma is Anthony Romano's daughter. Rebecca nodded. Victor told me. That's why he chose her. You killed her father and didn't even know it. Then you rescued her, played the hero, made her love you, and now Victor wants to take her away. to make you feel what he felt when you destroyed his family. Marcus sat down, the weight of it all pressing on his shoulders. He had killed Emma's father, the man who should have protected her, should have kept her safe. Instead, Anthony had chosen the life, the violence, and paid the price. But Emma paid too. Lost her father, lost her mother to drugs, ended up in a crack house at 4 years old, alone, terrified, until Marcus found her. Does Emma know? No, Victor said to wait. He wanted you to tell her, wanted you to see her face when she learned the truth about who you really are. Marcus closed his eyes, breathed, opened them again. Where is Victor? I don't know. He only contacts me by phone, burner phones, untraceable. Then call him. Tell him Emma is critical, that she might not survive the night. See what he says. Rebecca pulled out her phone, dialed, put it on speaker. The phone rang 3 times. A voice answered. Gravel. Cold. Familiar in ways that made Marcus's skin crawl. Rebecca, about time. Is she dead? Not yet. She's critical. The doctors say maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. I want confirmation. Photos. Proof. Victor, please. I did everything you asked. I've been giving her the poison for over a week. She's dying. Isn't that enough? It's enough when I say it's enough. Send me photos of her condition. Within the hour, or I'll come there myself. The line went dead. Rebecca looked at Marcus, terror in her eyes. He's going to come here, to the hospital, when he realizes I'm lying. Marcus smiled. It wasn't a pleasant expression. Good, let him come. I'll be ready. He pulled out his phone, called Thomas. Get everyone in position. Carlo and Vincent on the exits. You coordinate from security. I want eyes on every entrance, every stairwell, every elevator. Boss, how many men do you need? All of them. Victor Romano is coming to finish what he started. And this time I'm going to make sure he stays dead. Marcus ended the call, looked at Rebecca. You have one chance to make this right. One chance to save yourself. You're going to help me trap Victor. And if you try to warn him or betray me again, you won't live long enough to regret it. Are we clear? Rebecca nodded frantically. Yes, I'll do whatever you want. Just please save Emma. She doesn't deserve any of this. No, Marcus agreed. She doesn't. He stood, walked to the door, paused. For what it's worth, Rebecca, I believe you were trapped. I believe Victor left you no choice, but you still made one. You chose to kill an innocent child rather than trust me to protect you, to protect all of us. He opened the door. That's the choice you'll have to live with, however long that is. Marcus left Rebecca in the consultation room. Thomas stood guard outside. Marcus walked back to the ICU, back to Emma's room. He stood at the window, watched his daughter breathe, watched the machines keep her alive. Dr. Reeves appeared beside him. Marcus, I have preliminary results. Emma was definitely poisoned, tetrodotoxin as I suspected. But there's good news. I can counteract it. I've already started an IV antidote. It should take about 6 hours to fully neutralize the toxin in her system. 6 hours. Marcus checked his watch. 4 p.m. That meant Emma would be clear by 10 p.m. if Victor didn't strike first. Thank you, Patricia. Marcus, what are you planning? Whatever it takes to keep my daughter safe. Dr. Reeves studied his face, saw the determination there. The cold calculation of a man who had survived in a world where mercy was weakness. Be careful. Emma needs you alive. Emma needs Victor Romano dead. Everything else is secondary. Marcus pulled out his phone, sent a group text to his crew. War Council, basement, now. 20 minutes later, 12 men gathered in the hospital's maintenance room. Marcus's inner circle. The ones who had fought beside him for years, who knew what he was capable of, who would follow him into hell if he asked. Marcus laid out the situation. Victor's vendetta, Rebecca's betrayal, Emma's poisoning, the imminent threat. Victor will come tonight, probably between 10 p.m. and midnight. Shift change, when security is lightest. He'll bring men, heavily armed. His goal is to get to Emma, to finish what he started. Thomas spoke up. How many men do you think? At least 10, possibly more. Victor knows this is his only shot. He'll come in force. What's the play? Marcus pointed to a hospital blueprint he had obtained. We control the ICU floor, 4 of you on the elevators, 4 on the stairwells, 2 directly outside Emma's room. Thomas coordinates from security. I stay with Emma. And when Victor shows, we don't let him reach her. Simple as that. Carlo raised a hand. Boss, this is a hospital. Lots of innocent people. If shooting starts, we could have a bloodbath. Then we don't let it get that far. We stop Victor before he reaches the ICU. In the stairwells, the basement, anywhere away from patients. Marcus looked at each man. I know what I'm asking. This isn't our usual type of work. But Emma is family, and family is everything. Anyone who wants out, walk away now, no judgment. Nobody moved. Good. Get in position. And remember, Victor wants me to suffer, so he'll try to keep me alive while he kills Emma. Don't let that happen. If you have a shot at Victor, take it. The men dispersed. Marcus returned to Emma's room, sat in the chair beside her bed, took her small hand in his large one. Daddy's here, baby, and I'm not going anywhere. I made you a promise. Promises are forever, remember? Forever. Emma's fingers twitched, just barely, but enough to give Marcus hope. His phone buzzed one final time. The unknown number. I'm coming for her tonight, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. See you soon, Kane. Marcus typed a response. Try. He hit send, then settled in to wait. The hospital hummed around him. Machines beeped their rhythms. Staff moved through hallways. Life continued. But somewhere in Detroit, Victor Romano was preparing for war, and Marcus Kane was ready to meet him. The stage was set. The pieces were in motion. By midnight, one of them would be dead. Marcus intended to make sure it wasn't him, and it definitely wouldn't be Emma. He checked his watch. 4:30 p.m., 5.5 hours until Victor's likely arrival. 5.5 hours to prepare, to position his men, to secure every possible entry point. Emma stirred slightly. Her eyes moved beneath closed lids, dreaming perhaps. Marcus hoped they were good dreams, dreams of safety, of home, of a father who would die before letting anyone hurt her. Sleep, baby. Daddy's got this. Outside the window, Detroit glowed in the fading afternoon light, the city that made him, the city that would witness what happened when someone threatened Marcus Kane's family. Victor Romano was about to learn a hard lesson. In Marcus's world, there were lines you didn't cross, rules even criminals followed. You could steal, you could kill, you could destroy empires and topple kingdoms. But you never touched a man's child. Never. The storm was coming. And Marcus Kane was ready to unleash hell. 8 p.m. The hospital transformed as night settled over Detroit. Fluorescent lights became harsher. Shadows grew longer. The daytime bustle faded into evening quiet. Fewer visitors, skeleton crews on the wards. The perfect time for violence. Marcus stood in the security office with Thomas. 12 monitors displayed every critical angle. Elevators, stairwells, the ICU floor, Emma's room. His men were positioned like chess pieces, waiting, watching. How's Emma? Thomas asked. Dr. Reeves says the antidote is working. Another 3 hours and she'll be clear of the poison. And Victor? He'll move before then. He knows if he waits too long, Emma recovers. His revenge falls apart. Thomas nodded, pulled up personnel files on one of the monitors. Boss, we might have a problem. Night shift nurse just clocked in. Jennifer Walsh. Marcus studied the woman's face on screen. Mid-30s, blonde, professional looking. Nothing obviously suspicious. What about her? Requested ICU assignment specifically, for tonight specifically. She transferred from Harper Hospital 3 weeks ago. Marcus felt his instincts prickle. In his world, coincidences were usually planned. Dig deeper. Thomas worked his magic. Hacked databases that required passwords most people didn't know existed. Financial records appeared. Bank statements. Transaction histories. Here, $50,000 deposit 4 days ago. Offshore account. Source company listed as VR Holdings. Victor Romano Holdings. Not even subtle. She's his plant, Marcus said. How long until her shift rotation brings her to Emma's room? Thomas checked the duty roster. She's assigned to ICU tonight. Could be checking on Emma within the hour. Marcus pulled out his phone, texted Carlo. Nurse Jennifer Walsh, blonde, 5'6", When she goes near Emma's room, bring her to the supply closet on the fourth floor. Quietly. The response came back immediately. Copy that. Marcus turned to Thomas. I need you here. Monitor everything. If Victor's crew shows up, I want to know the second they enter the building. What about Jennifer? I'll handle her personally. Marcus left the security office, took the stairs to the fourth floor. The supply closet was at the end of a service hallway, away from patient rooms, private, soundproofed enough that nobody would hear screaming if it came to that. He waited in the shadows. 10 minutes passed. His phone buzzed. Carlo's text. She's heading to Emma's room now. 2 minutes. Marcus watched from the corner. Jennifer Walsh walked with purpose, confident. She carried a small bag, not standard medical equipment. She reached Emma's door, checked the hallway. Nobody watching. She entered. Marcus gave her 30 seconds. Let her get comfortable. Commit to whatever she planned. Then he moved. Silent. Fast. Years of practice made his footsteps disappear. He opened the door without sound. Jennifer stood beside Emma's bed. She had pulled something from her bag. A syringe, filled with clear liquid. Her hand moved toward Emma's IV port. Marcus crossed the room in 3 strides, grabbed Jennifer's wrist, twisted. The syringe fell, shattered on the floor. Jennifer gasped, tried to scream. Marcus's other hand covered her mouth. Don't. I'm not going to hurt you if you cooperate. He felt her nod against his palm, slowly released her mouth. Please, Jennifer whispered. I was just administering medication. With a syringe from your personal bag? Try again. Carlo appeared in the doorway, silent as death. He grabbed Jennifer's other arm. Together they walked her out of the room, down the hall, into the supply closet. Marcus closed the door, locked it. The small room held shelves of medical supplies, bandages, IV bags, equipment. No windows, no escape. Jennifer backed against the shelves. Fear painted her face white. Who are you people? I'll scream. I'll call security. Security works for me, Marcus said calmly, as does most of this hospital. So screaming won't help, but answering my questions might. I don't know what you're talking about. Marcus pulled out his phone, showed her the financial records, the $50,000 deposit. VR Holdings, Victor Romano. Want to try being honest now? Jennifer's resistance crumbled. Her shoulders sagged. He said nobody would get hurt. He said it would be quick, painless. Killing an 80-year-old girl is never painless. I didn't want to do it, but he has my brother. Victor kidnapped my brother 2 weeks ago, said if I didn't help, he'd kill him. Marcus studied her face, saw truth there, desperation, the same trap Rebecca had fallen into. Victor was good at finding leverage, at exploiting weakness. Where is Victor holding your brother? I don't know. He never told me. Just said if I complete the job, my brother goes free. And the job was? Inject Emma Kane with potassium chloride. Stops the heart instantly. Make it look like her condition worsened. Natural causes. Marcus felt cold fury settle in his gut. Potassium chloride. The execution drug. Untraceable if done right. Emma would have died and nobody would have questioned it. Just another tragic case of a sick child who couldn't be saved. When is Victor coming? Tonight, 11 p.m. Shift change. He wanted confirmation Emma was dead first. I was supposed to text him after I did it. How many men is he bringing? I don't know. He didn't tell me details. Just said he had people in place. Marcus looked at Carlo. Lock her in the administrative office. Keep her quiet. After this is done, we'll find her brother. Carlo nodded, zip-tied Jennifer's wrists behind her back, gagged her with medical tape, led her away. Marcus returned to Emma's room. Dr. Reeves was there, checking vitals, adjusting the antidote drip. How is she? Improving. The antidote is neutralizing the toxin faster than expected. Her oxygen levels are climbing. 94% now, should hit normal range within 2 hours. Marcus felt relief wash over him. Emma would survive. The poison wouldn't kill her. Now he just had to make sure Victor didn't either. Patricia, I need you to take Emma somewhere safe. Another floor, another room. Register her under a different name. Dr. Reeves understood immediately. When? Now, before Victor arrives. What about the equipment, the monitoring? Bring whatever you need. We have 2 hours. Move her, get her settled, then come back to this room. Make it look like she's still here. With practiced efficiency, within 20 minutes, Emma had been transferred to a private room on the second floor. Pediatric wing, far from the ICU. The room was registered under Jane Smith. Generic. Untraceable. Marcus's men secured the floor. 2 outside Emma's new room, 2 at the elevator, 2 at the stairwell. Nobody was reaching his daughter tonight. Back in the ICU, Dr. Reeves set up the monitoring equipment to look like Emma was still there, connected to a dummy feed. If Victor somehow made it this far, he would see a flat line. Think Emma was already dead. Will this work? Dr. Reeves asked. It has to. Marcus checked his watch. 9 p.m., 2 hours until Victor's arrival. He returned to the security office. Thomas had news. Boss, we've got movement. 6 men just entered the parking garage. Maintenance uniforms. But there are not hospital staff. On the monitors, Marcus watched the fake maintenance crew. They carried large toolboxes, too heavy for normal tools. Probably weapons, equipment, maybe explosives. Where are they heading? Basement level, near the electrical room. Marcus felt the plan clicking into place. Victor would cut the power, cause chaos, use the confusion to infiltrate the ICU, kill Emma in the darkness. Except Emma wasn't there anymore. Send 4 men to the basement. Stop them before they reach the electrical room. Thomas relayed orders. On the monitors, Marcus watched his crew move. 4 armed men converged on the basement. The maintenance crew hadn't reached the electrical room yet. They were setting up in the sub-level mechanical area. The 2 groups collided in a service corridor. No words, just violence. Gunfire erupted, suppressed weapons, muzzle flashes in the dim basement light. One of Marcus's men went down. Then another. The fake maintenance crew was professional, military trained, not street thugs. More gunfire. One of Victor's men fell. Then another. The remaining 4 scattered. Found cover behind industrial equipment. Then the lights went out. Emergency lighting kicked in. Dim red glow, battery powered, just enough to prevent total darkness, but not enough for real visibility. Throughout the hospital, monitors blinked. Equipment switched to backup power. Confused voices echoed from patient rooms. In the security office, the monitors went dark, then flickered back on. Running on emergency systems now. They cut the main power, Thomas said. We're on backup generators. Marcus watched the basement feed. The firefight had ended. Bodies on the ground. His men. Victor's men. Hard to tell who won. Then movement. 4 figures emerged from the mechanical room. They moved toward the stairwell, heading up. They're coming, Marcus said. His phone buzzed. Text from Carlo. Elevator just activated. Coming up from basement. 8 men inside. 8 men in the elevator. 4 in the stairwell. 12 total. Victor had split his forces. Classic pincer movement. Hit from multiple angles simultaneously. Get everyone to the ICU floor, now. Marcus ran, left the security office, took the stairs 3 at a time, burst onto the ICU floor just as the elevator dinged. The doors opened. 8 men poured out. Tactical gear, suppressed submachine guns. They moved like a military unit. Coordinated. Professional. Marcus's men opened fire from positions behind the nurses' station. The corridor became a war zone. Bullets tore through drywall, shattered glass. Patients screamed. Nurses dove for cover. One of Victor's men went down, then another. But they kept coming, advancing methodically, using cover, laying down suppressing fire. The stairwell door burst open. The 4 from the basement. Now Victor had 12 men on the ICU floor. Marcus had 8. The odds weren't good. Thomas appeared beside Marcus, handed him a pistol. Boss, we need to fall back. Regroup. No, we hold this floor. They don't get past us. A bullet struck the wall near Marcus's head. Concrete dust exploded. He ducked, returned fire, hit one of Victor's men in the shoulder. The man spun, fell. The firefight intensified. Close quarters. Brutal. 3 of Marcus's men went down, dead or wounded, impossible to tell. Victor's crew pressed forward, reaching the ICU entrance. Then Marcus heard it. A voice, amplified, coming through the hospital's PA system. Marcus Kane, I know you're listening. Victor Romano. His voice filled the hallways, calm, cold, like he was discussing the weather. You can't win this. I have more men, better training, superior firepower. But I'm a reasonable man, so here's my offer. Bring me Emma's body. Let me confirm she's dead. Then I leave. No more bloodshed. Everyone goes home. Marcus said nothing, just kept firing, kept his men fighting. Victor continued, or don't, keep fighting. Watch more of your people die. But know this, Kane, I will reach that little girl. Tonight, and when I do, her death won't be quick, won't be painless. I'll make sure she suffers. Make sure you hear every scream. The PA system clicked off. Marcus reloaded. His mind raced through options. Victor didn't know Emma had been moved, thought she was still in the ICU. That gave Marcus an advantage. But his men were dying, and Victor would eventually break through. Time for a different strategy. Marcus grabbed his phone, called Rebecca. Where are you? Consultation room. Where you left me. I need you to call Victor. Tell him Emma's dead, that you did it yourself. Make him believe it. Silence on the line. Then Rebecca's voice, shaking. He'll want proof, photos, video. We'll give him proof. Just make the call. Rebecca hung up. 30 seconds later, Victor's phone rang. Marcus heard it through one of his men's radios. Victor answered. Rebecca, about time. She's dead, Victor. I did it myself, just now. Injected air into her IV. Cardiac arrest. It's over. Show me. I'm texting you photos now. The referees had prepared this. Photos of the dummy setup in Emma's old room. The flat line on the monitors. Emma's empty bed, sheets pulled up. The scene looked convincing, like a child who had just died. Silence as Victor reviewed the images. Then his voice changed, darker. These are fake. What? No, Victor, I swear. The monitors, they're showing loop footage. I can see the timestamp glitch. And the bed. The body positioning is wrong. Too flat, too perfect. Marcus cursed silently. Victor was smarter than expected. Victor's voice came through the PA system again. Rebecca, you disappoint me. I gave you every chance, every opportunity, and you betray me. Again. Victor, please. Where is Emma? Kane, where did you move her? Marcus made a decision, grabbed the nearest PA handset, spoke directly to Victor. You want Emma? Come get her. But you'll have to go through me first. Gladly. The firefight resumed with renewed intensity. Victor's men pressed harder. Desperate now. Their window was closing. The longer this took, the more likely police would arrive. Backup would come. Their advantage would disappear. 2 more of Marcus's men fell. Carlo took a bullet to the leg. Kept fighting. Thomas was hit in the shoulder. Didn't even slow down. Marcus fired until his pistol clicked empty. Grabbed a fallen submachine gun. Kept shooting. Then he saw him. Victor Romano, stepping out of the stairwell. Tall, lean, scarred face, cold eyes that had seen too much death. He held a pistol in one hand, a remote detonator in the other. Kane, stop shooting or I press this button. Marcus lowered his weapon, signaled his men to cease fire. The corridor went silent except for groans from the wounded. What is that? C4 explosive, planted in the basement, enough to collapse this building's structural supports. 300 people die, including everyone on this floor. Marcus studied Victor's face, saw the truth there. He would do it, would kill hundreds to get his revenge. You'd murder innocent people? You murdered my family, destroyed everything I had, so yes, I would kill 3,000 innocent people if that's what it takes. This is between you and me. Let everyone else go. No, I want you to feel what I felt. Helplessness, desperation, watching everything you love die. Victor raised the detonator. His thumb moved toward the trigger. Then a voice, female, terrified. Victor, stop. Rebecca stepped into the corridor, hands raised, moving slowly. Kill me instead. Victor's eyes shifted to Rebecca. Surprise flickered across his face, then hardened into hate. Rebecca, the woman who betrayed me twice. I know, I'm sorry. For everything. But Emma is innocent. She doesn't deserve this. Nobody deserves anything. The universe doesn't care about deserve. It only cares about power. And I have it right now. Rebecca took another step forward, placing herself between Victor and Marcus. You're right. I have betrayed you. I deserve to die. So kill me. But let Emma live. She never hurt you. Never hurt anyone. Victor studied her, his fingers still on the detonator trigger. Why, Rebecca? Why betray me now after all this time? Because Marcus showed me something. Something I'd forgotten. What it means to protect family. To put someone else first, even when it costs you everything. How touching, but it changes nothing. It changes everything. Victor, I know you. I know the man you used to be. Before all this, before the hate consumed you, you had honor once. A code. Honor died when Cain killed my family. Your family chose the life. They knew the risks. But Emma, she's 8 years old. She never chose any of this. Victor's hands shook slightly. The detonator trembled. She's Anthony's daughter, my blood. And Cain killed her father. Killed him and didn't even care enough to remember. But you care. You care so much it's destroying you. Don't you see, if you kill Emma, you become the same monster Cain was, the same monster who killed Anthony. For a moment, something flickered in Victor's eyes. Doubt, humanity, a glimpse of the man he might have been. Then it hardened again. Nice speech, but you're still going to die. He raised his pistol, aimed at Rebecca's chest. Marcus moved, lunged forward, but he was too far, 10 feet. Might as well be a mile. The gun fired. Rebecca jerked, stumbled back. Red bloomed across her white blouse. She looked down at the wound, then up at Victor, then at Marcus. I'm sorry, she whispered, for everything. She collapsed. Marcus caught her, lowered her to the floor. The wound was bad, upper chest, near the heart. Blood pulsed between his fingers as he tried to apply pressure. Rebecca, stay with me. Her eyes fluttered, unfocused. Emma, is she safe? Yes, she's safe. Good, that's good. Her hand found his, squeezed weakly. Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I tried to be better. You can tell her yourself. Just hold on. But Rebecca's eyes were already glazing. Her grip loosened. Her chest stopped rising. She was gone. Marcus felt something break inside him. Rebecca had been a liar, a killer, weak when it mattered most. But in the end, she had tried to make it right, had chosen redemption over survival, and Victor had killed her for it. Marcus looked up. Victor stood 5 feet away, gun still raised, but his hand shook now. His face showed shock, like he hadn't expected to actually pull the trigger. I didn't want to do that, Victor said, his voice cracked. I didn't want any of this. But you did it anyway. Because you left me no choice. You destroyed my family. Your family destroyed themselves. They chose violence, chose crime, chose to threaten me. I defended what was mine. And Emma, what did she choose? Marcus stood slowly, Rebecca's blood on his hands. Emma chose nothing. She's a victim of all of us. But I'm going to protect her, no matter what it costs. Even if it costs you your life, especially then. Victor's eyes hardened again. The moment of doubt, peace. Then you're a fool. Love is weakness, Cain. It makes you vulnerable. Makes you stupid. Maybe, but it also makes me dangerous. Because a man protecting his child will do anything. Become anything. I will burn this whole city down before I let you touch her. Big words from a man with an empty gun. Marcus glanced at the submachine gun in his hands. Victor was right. The magazine was spent. His men were wounded or dead. He was alone, unarmed, facing a killer who had nothing left to lose. The odds couldn't be worse. Marcus smiled. I don't need a gun. He dropped the weapon, spread his hands. You want revenge? I'm right here. Take it. Kill me. But you have to do it yourself. Not with some coward's bump, not by murdering a child. Face me, man to man. Victor stared, then slowly he lowered his gun, set down the detonator, pulled a knife from his belt, 8 inches of surgical steel. All right, Cain, let's end this. They circled each other in the blood-stained corridor. Around them, wounded men groaned. The hospital's emergency lighting cast everything in hellish red. It felt appropriate. This had always been headed toward blood. Victor moved first. Fast. Professional. The knife came in low, aiming for Marcus's gut. Marcus twisted, felt the blade whisper past his ribs, grabbed Victor's wrist, drove his knee into Victor's elbow. Bone cracked. Victor grunted, dropped the knife, but he recovered instantly. Spun, drove his fist into Marcus's jaw. Stars exploded. Marcus stumbled back, tasted blood. Victor pressed the advantage. Another punch. Marcus blocked, countered with an uppercut that snapped Victor's head back. They traded blows. Both men bleeding now, both breathing hard. Years of violence had taught them the same brutal efficiency. How to hurt, how to kill. Victor grabbed Marcus's shirt, pulled him close. Headbutt. Marcus's nose crunched. Blood poured, but he didn't go down. Instead, Marcus grabbed Victor's throat, squeezed. Victor's eyes bulged. His hands clawed at Marcus's grip. "This ends now," Marcus growled. "You lose." Victor's knee came up, caught Marcus in the groin. The grip loosened. Victor broke free, gasping. Both men staggered. "I'll never stop," Victor wheezed. "Even if you kill me tonight. I have family, cousins, people who will come for Emma, forever. Then I'll kill them too, forever." Marcus charged, tackled Victor into the wall. Plaster cracked. They crashed through into an empty patient room, rolled across the floor, fighting for dominance. Victor ended up on top, hands around Marcus's throat now, squeezing. Marcus's vision blurred. Air became precious, impossible to find. This was it. This was how it ended. Strangled on a hospital floor while his daughter waited somewhere for a father who would never return. No. Marcus bucked, threw Victor off, rolled to his feet, grabbed a metal bedpan, swung it like a club, connected with Victor's temple. Victor went down, hard, didn't move. Marcus stood over him, breathing hard, blood dripping from his face. His ribs screamed. His vision swam. But he was alive. Victor was unconscious, maybe dead. Marcus didn't care which. He heard footsteps, running. Thomas appeared in the doorway, alive, wounded but standing. "Boss, police are coming. 3 minutes out. We need to move." "Emma?" "Still safe, second floor, but we need to get you out of here before cops arrive." Marcus shook his head. No running, not this time. He pulled out his phone, called Detective Walsh, his contact in the Detroit PD, the one who owed him favors that could never be repaid. "Walsh, it's Kane. I need you at St. Mary's, now. I'm calling this in as self-defense. Multiple assailants. Attempted murder. I have witnesses, security footage, everything." "Marcus, what the hell happened?" "Victor Romano happened, and I ended it." Marcus hung up, looked at Thomas. "Get our wounded to safety. Make sure Jennifer Walsh gets medical attention. Find her brother. Keep your mouth shut when the police question you." "What about you?" "I'm going to see my daughter." Marcus left Victor bleeding on the floor, walked through the corridor of bodies, past Rebecca's corpse. He didn't look at her. Couldn't. That guilt would come later. Right now, Emma was all that mattered. He took the stairs to the second floor. His legs barely worked. Adrenaline fading, pain flooding in. But he kept moving, one foot in front of the other, Emma's room. The door was closed. 2 of his men stood guard outside. They straightened when they saw him. "Boss, you need medical attention." "Later, how is she?" "Dr. Reeves says she's stable. The antidote worked. She's going to be fine." Marcus felt something loosen in his chest. Relief so profound it almost dropped him. "Anyone try to get past you?" "Nobody. She's been safe the whole time." Marcus nodded, opened the door, stepped inside. Emma lay in the hospital bed. She looked so small, so fragile, tubes still connected to monitors. But her color was better, her breathing steady, natural. Dr. Reeves sat beside the bed. She looked up when Marcus entered. Her eyes widened. "My God, Marcus, you look like hell." "I feel worse. But Emma, she's going to make a full recovery. The toxin is completely neutralized. Her vitals are strong. She might wake up within the hour." Marcus moved to the bedside, took Emma's small hand in his bloody one. Her skin felt warm, alive, everything that mattered. Thank you, Patricia. Don't thank me. Thank whatever guardian angel kept you all alive tonight. Dr. Reeves stood, moved toward the door. I'll give you privacy. But Marcus, you need to let me treat those wounds. You might have internal bleeding. Soon, I just need to be here when she wakes up. Reeves nodded, left them alone. Marcus sat in the chair beside Emma's bed. Every part of his body hurt. Ribs probably cracked, nose definitely broken, cuts and bruises everywhere. But none of it mattered. Emma was alive. He thought about Rebecca, about her final moments, the way she had stepped between him and Victor, chosen death to give Emma a chance. Maybe she had been weak before. Maybe she had made terrible choices. But in the end, when it counted most, she had been strong. He would tell Emma that, someday, when she was older, when she could understand, he would tell her that Rebecca tried to be better, tried to be the mother Emma deserved. And in her final act, she succeeded. Marcus's phone buzzed, text from Detective Walsh. At the hospital, what's your location? Marcus typed back, second floor, pediatric wing, room 217. Come alone. 2 minutes later, Walsh entered. He was a big man, ex-military. He had been on Marcus's payroll for 5 years. But the friendship ran deeper than money. Walsh had a daughter Emma's age. Understood what it meant to protect your child. He looked at Marcus, then at Emma, then back at Marcus. Jesus, Kane, what happened? Victor Romano tried to kill my daughter. I stopped him. Is he dead? I don't know. Maybe. Does it matter? Walsh sighed. It matters for the paperwork. But between you and me, if he's dead, the world's better for it. The Romanos were animals. What about Rebecca? Walsh's expression softened. I'm sorry, Marcus. My guys are upstairs now, processing the scene. From what I can see, it's clear as self-defense. You and your people were protecting the hospital from armed assailants. The security footage backs that up. And Rebecca? Caught in the crossfire. Tragic, but these things happen. Marcus nodded. It was a lie, but a useful one. Rebecca's real story would stay buried. Let her be remembered as a victim, not a killer who found redemption too late. I need a favor, Walsh. Name it. Keep Emma's name out of the reports. Use Jane Smith. Keep her protected. Victor might have family. People who will want revenge. Consider it done. As far as official records show, Jane Smith was never here. Walsh moved toward the door, paused. Marcus, you saved a lot of lives tonight. This hospital, those patients. If Victor had set off that bomb, hundreds would have died. You're a hero. I'm not a hero. I'm just a father protecting his daughter. Sometimes that's the same thing. Walsh left. Marcus sat alone with Emma again, listened to the steady beep of her heart monitor, watched her chest rise and fall. Proof of life. Proof that everything he had done was worth it. Sirens filled the night outside. Police, ambulances, fire trucks, the cavalry arriving too late. But it didn't matter. The war was over. Victor was defeated. Emma was safe. Marcus felt consciousness starting to slip. Blood loss, exhaustion, adrenaline crash. He tried to fight it, needed to stay awake, stay alert. But his body had other plans. His eyes closed. When he opened them again, someone was touching his hand. Small fingers. Weak, but real. Daddy! Marcus jolted upright. Pain screamed through his ribs. Ignored it, focused on Emma. Her eyes were open, dark and beautiful, looking at him with confusion. Hey, baby. What happened to your face? Marcus touched his broken nose, smiled despite the pain. Long story, how do you feel? Tired and thirsty and confused. Why am I in the hospital? You were sick, but you're better now. The doctors fixed you. Emma's fingers tightened on his hand. I had scary dreams. People were fighting and yelling, and someone was crying. Just dreams, baby. You're safe now. Where's Mommy Rebecca? Marcus felt his throat tighten. Not now, not yet. Let her heal first. Let her get strong. Then he would tell her the truth, all of it. Rebecca had to go away for a while, but she wanted me to tell you something. She said she's sorry, and she loves you. Emma's eyes filled with tears. Is she coming back? No, baby, she's not. Because of me? No, never because of you. Rebecca made choices, adult choices, but none of it was your fault. You understand? Emma nodded, but Marcus could see she didn't really understand. How could she? She was 8 years old. The world shouldn't be this complicated, this cruel. Daddy, I'm scared. I know, but I'm right here and I'm never leaving. That's a promise. Promises are forever. Forever, baby. Forever. Emma's eyes closed again, sleep pulling her back under. But this time it was natural. Healing. Not the poison-induced unconsciousness of before. Marcus stayed beside her, holding her hand, keeping watch. Outside, the Detroit night continued. Police processed the scene upstairs. Paramedics treated the wounded. The machinery of law and order ground forward. But in this small room, there was only a father and daughter, connected by love, by promises, by survival. The storm had passed, morning would come, and with it, decisions about the future, about what came next, whether to stay in Detroit or disappear, whether to remain Marcus Kane the kingpin or become someone new. But that was tomorrow's problem. Tonight, Emma was alive. The poison was gone. The threat was ended. Tonight, Marcus had kept his promise, and that was enough. He closed his eyes again. This time, sleep came easier, because for the first time in days, he knew Emma would still be breathing when he woke up. And really, what else mattered? Morning light filtered through the hospital windows. 3 days since the firefight. 3 days since Victor Romano had been taken into custody. 3 days since Rebecca had fallen with a bullet in her chest. Marcus sat beside Emma's bed. His daughter was awake now, color returning to her cheeks. The antidote had worked. Dr. Reeves said another 48 hours and Emma could go home. But home to what? Home to where? Marcus's phone buzzed. Detective Walsh. Marcus, we need to talk, now. I'm listening. Not over the phone. Meet me at the parking garage, level 3. 10 minutes. The line went dead. Marcus looked at Emma. She was watching cartoons on the hospital television. Safe. Guarded by Thomas and 2 men outside her door. Baby, I need to step out for a few minutes. Thomas is right outside if you need anything. Emma looked up. Fear flickered in her eyes. You're coming back? Always. Promises are forever, remember? Forever, Daddy. He kissed her forehead, left the room, nodded to Thomas. Nobody gets in, not doctors, not nurses, nobody without my direct approval. Got it, boss. Marcus took the elevator down. His ribs still ached. His face was a canvas of bruises, but he could move, could fight if needed. The parking garage was empty, cold concrete and flickering fluorescent lights. Walsh stood beside an unmarked sedan. His face was grim. What happened? Victor Romano escaped police custody 2 hours ago. Marcus felt ice flood his veins. Different words than before. New description. How? Inside help. One of the transport guards was on his payroll. Victor's in the wind. And Marcus, he left a message. Walsh handed over a phone. Burner, untraceable. A video was queued up. Marcus pressed play. Victor's face filled the screen. Bruised, bandaged, but his eyes burned with fury. Kane, you thought it was over. You thought putting me in handcuffs ended this, but you forgot something. I have nothing left to lose. My family is dead. My organization is destroyed. The only thing I have left is revenge. Victor leaned closer to the camera. So here's what's going to happen. Tonight, midnight, I'm coming for Emma, and this time there's no negotiation, no mercy. She dies. You watch, then you die. That's the only ending this story gets. The video ended. Marcus handed the phone back to Walsh. How many men does he have? Unknown. The guard who helped him escape is dead, shot in the head. Victor covered his tracks. He'll come here, to the hospital. He knows Emma can't be moved yet. I can flood this place with cops, SWAT, tactical units. Marcus shook his head. No, Victor won't come if he sees that much law enforcement. He'll wait, find another opportunity. And next time we might not see him coming. So what do you want to do? Let him come. Tonight, midnight, we'll be ready. Walsh studied Marcus's face. You're using Emma as bait. I'm ending this, once and for all. Victor dies tonight. Or I do. Either way, Emma gets to live without looking over her shoulder. Marcus, if this goes wrong, it won't. I've spent 25 years surviving in a world where mistakes mean death. Victor is desperate, angry. That makes him sloppy. I'll use that. Walsh nodded slowly. What do you need from me? Keep your people away from St. Mary's tonight. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. Complete blackout. No patrols, no presence. Victor needs to think the coast is clear. You're asking me to abandon a hospital full of civilians. I'm asking you to trust me. Victor wants me and Emma. Nobody else matters to him. If there are cops here, he'll kill anyone in his way. If it's just me and my people, we contain the damage. Walsh was silent for a long moment. I must be out of my mind. Okay, you get your window. But Marcus, if innocent people die, I can't protect you. Nobody dies except Victor. That's a promise. Marcus returned to Emma's room. She was still watching television, still safe, still innocent of the storm coming. He pulled out his phone, called Thomas. Get everyone together, conference room, now, and Thomas, call in every favor we have. I need 20 men, armed, trained, ready to die. Boss, what's happening? Victor's coming, tonight. We end it or we die trying. 4 p.m., the conference room was filled with Marcus's crew, 23 men total, some with bandages from the first assault, all with weapons, all ready. Marcus stood at the head of the table, a hospital blueprint spread before him. Victor Romano will attack tonight, midnight. He'll come heavy, at least 15 men, possibly more. His goal is to reach Emma, kill her, kill me, burn everything down. He pointed to the blueprint. We control 3 critical points: the ICU floor where Emma is, the main stairwell, and the service elevator. Victor will try to cut power like before. We'll be ready this time. Backup generators, battery-powered equipment, night vision if needed. Thomas spoke up. Boss, why not move Emma? Get her out of here. Because then Victor follows, and the next attack happens somewhere we're not prepared. No, we end it here on our terms. Marcus looked at each man. I'm not going to lie, some of you will probably die tonight. Victor's people are professionals. But if we succeed, if we stop him here, the Romano family is finished. No more revenge, no more threats. Emma gets to live a normal life. He paused. Anyone who wants out, leave now. No judgment, no consequences. Nobody moved. Good. Get in position by 11 p.m. And remember, there are patients in this hospital, civilians. We take the fight away from them. Contain Victor in the stairwells and corridors. Minimize collateral damage. The men dispersed. Marcus returned to Emma's room. She needed to know, deserved to know. No more secrets. Emma was sitting up now, reading a book. She looked up when he entered. Daddy, you look serious. Marcus pulled a chair close, took her hands. Baby, I need to tell you something. And I need you to be brave. Emma's eyes widened. What's wrong? The man who wanted to hurt you, Victor. He escaped from the police and he's coming back. Tonight. Emma's face went pale. He's coming here? Yes, but I'm going to stop him. I have people, good people. We're going to protect you. Nothing is going to happen to you, I promise. But what if he hurts you? What if you die? Marcus felt his chest tighten. Then you'll be okay. Dr. Reeves will take care of you. Thomas will take care of you. You'll be safe. I don't want to be safe without you. I want you to stay. I'm going to try my hardest. But Emma, I need you to understand something. That man, Victor, he blames me for destroying his family, and he's not completely wrong. What do you mean? I told you about your biological father, Anthony Romano, Victor's nephew. I killed him. And I killed other people in Victor's family too. I did terrible things, and now those things are catching up to me. Emma's grip tightened on his hands. But you're not that person anymore. You're my daddy. You're good. I'm trying to be good because of you. But Emma, if something happens to me tonight, I need you to remember something. What? That I love you more than anything in this world. That choosing to save you 4 years ago was the best decision I ever made, and that every day since then has been a gift. Tears streamed down Emma's face. Please don't die, Daddy. I'll do everything I can not to. But if I do, you have to promise me something. What? That you'll keep living, keep being brave, keep being kind. Don't let what happened to me make you bitter or angry. Can you promise me that? Emma sobbed, nodded. I promise. Marcus pulled her into a hug, held her like he might never get another chance. Promises are forever, baby. Forever. There. 8 p.m. Visiting hours ended. The hospital quieted. Marcus moved Emma to a different room. Third floor, away from the ICU, harder to find. 4 men guarded the door. Thomas inside with Emma. Marcus returned to his position. Second floor landing of the main stairwell. Carlo on one side, Vincent on the other. Both armed with automatic weapons. Boss, Carlo said quietly. You sure about this? Using Emma as bait? I'm not using her as bait. I'm defending her where she needs to be defended. Victor knows she's here. Moving her just exposes us on the road. And if Victor gets past us, he won't. 10 p.m. The hospital was dark except for minimal night lighting. Patients slept. Nurses made quiet rounds. Everything appeared normal. But beneath the surface, 23 armed men waited in shadows, ready for war. 11 p.m. Marcus's phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered. Kane. Victor's voice. Calm. Cold. I'm impressed. Your man Walsh actually pulled the police back. I've been watching for an hour. No patrol cars, no tactical units, just you and your little army. You've been watching? I have drones, Kane, thermal imaging. I know exactly how many men you have, where they're positioned. You're outnumbered and outgunned. Then come and get her. Oh, I will, but first, I thought you should know something about Emma's mother, Sarah. Marcus's grip tightened on the phone. What about her? She didn't die from an overdose. Not accidentally, I killed her. Gave her a hot shot after Anthony died. Wanted to make sure Emma had nobody, that she'd end up in the system. Forgotten. But then you had to play hero, had to rescue her. Rage bloomed in Marcus's chest. Fresh anger, different flavor than before. Why are you telling me this? Because I want you to know. Everything that happened. Everything Emma suffered. That's on me. I made sure she'd be alone. Made sure she'd be traumatized. And now I'm going to finish what I started. See you soon, Kane. The line went dead. Marcus stared at the phone. Victor had orchestrated everything, not just the recent attacks, but 4 years ago, Sarah's death, Emma's abandonment, all of it planned. The monster Marcus thought he was fighting was worse than he imagined. Midnight, the lights went out. Emergency lighting kicked in. Red glow. Enough to see, but not enough for comfort. Marcus pressed his radio. All units, he's here. Stay sharp. The response came back in whispers. Everyone ready. Everyone waiting. Then came the explosion, the main entrance. Glass and concrete erupting inward. Vehicle bomb. Smaller than it could have been, but enough to create chaos. Alarms wailed. Patients screamed. Nurses ran for cover. Through the smoke came Victor's assault team. 12 men. Military gear. Night vision. Moving in perfect formation. But they didn't head for the stairwells. They went for the elevators. He's using the elevator shafts, Marcus realized. Thomas, seal Emma's room, now! On the radio, Thomas responded immediately. Already done, doors barricaded, we're ready. The assault team reached the elevators. 4 men pried open the doors, started climbing the cables. Heading up toward the 3rd floor, toward Emma. Marcus moved, ran through corridors, Carlo and Vincent following. They reached the elevator shafts on the 2nd floor. Marcus pulled the doors open, looked up, saw figures climbing above. He aimed, fired. The submachine gun roared. 1 man fell, screaming, plummeting down the shaft. Impact below ended the screaming. Return fire. Bullets sparked off metal. Marcus ducked back. The remaining climbers kept ascending. Fast. Professional. They're going to reach 3rd floor in 30 seconds, Carlo said. Marcus ran for the stairwell, took steps 3 at a time. His ribs screamed, ignored it. Burst onto the 3rd floor just as the elevator doors exploded open. 4 of Victor's men emerged, saw Marcus, opened fire. Marcus dove behind a nurse's station. Bullets shredded monitors. Paperwork erupted. He blind fired around the corner. Heard a grunt. One down. Carlo appeared from the opposite stairwell, caught the attackers in crossfire. Two more fell. The last one retreated into the elevator shaft. Disappeared. Emma's room, move! They ran down the corridor. Emma's door was still sealed. Thomas's voice came through the radio. Boss, we're good. Nobody's breached. But before Marcus could respond, the floor beneath him exploded. Not literally, but close. Breaching charges on the floor below, blowing through to create new entry points. Victor's real attack. Men poured through the holes, 8 of them, appearing in the corridor between Marcus and Emma's room. The firefight was immediate. Close quarters. Brutal. Marcus emptied his magazine, grabbed a fallen weapon, kept firing. Carlo went down, shot in the leg. Vincent dragged him to cover. 3 of Victor's men fell, but 5 remained. And they were advancing toward Emma's room. Marcus had to stop them, had to reach that door before they did. He charged, reckless, desperate. The kind of move that got people killed. But he wasn't people. He was a father fighting for his daughter's life. He tackled the lead attacker. They crashed through a door into an empty patient room, rolled across the floor. Marcus ended up on top, drove his fist into the man's face. Once, twice. The third punch crushed the man's nose. Blood sprayed, gunfire outside. Thomas and his men had emerged from Emma's room, defending the doorway, holding the line. Marcus grabbed the unconscious man's gun, returned to the corridor. 2 more of Victor's men were down. 3 remained. Then came Victor himself, stepping out of the elevator, calm, controlled, like he was walking into a business meeting instead of a war zone. He held a detonator in one hand, a gun in the other. Everybody stopped shooting, now. The authority in his voice cut through the chaos. Both sides ceased fire. Wary, waiting. Victor looked at Marcus across 20 feet of blood-stained corridor. This ends one of 2 ways, Kane. You bring Emma out here, let me see her, or I press this button and bring down this entire wing. 40 patients die, including Emma. You're bluffing. Am I? I planted 20 pounds of C4 in the structural supports. If I wanted, I could collapse this floor into the one below. Kill everyone. But that's not what I want. I just want to see my brother's daughter. To look into her eyes, then I'll decide. Marcus's mind raced. Victor was serious. Desperate men with nothing to lose were always serious. Thomas, bring her out. Boss, no, do it. But stay with her. Don't leave her side. Silence, then the sound of the barricade being removed. The door opened. Thomas emerged, holding Emma's hand. She wore a hospital gown, looked small, terrified. But her eyes were clear, focused. She saw Victor, saw the gun, saw the death in his eyes. Are you the man who hurt me? Victor stared, his hand trembled. The gun wavered, because standing before him was the ghost of his nephew, Anthony's daughter. The eyes were the same, the face structure, everything. You look just like him, Victor whispered. Just like Anthony. My daddy Anthony? The one in heaven? Yes, he was my nephew, my family. And you want to kill me because Marcus killed him? Victor's face twisted. Pain, rage, confusion. Yes. Emma took a small step forward. Thomas tried to hold her back, but she pulled free. My daddy Anthony, did he love me? More than anything. Even though he did bad things, he loved you enough to want to be better, to leave the life, but he never got the chance. Emma looked at Victor with eyes that shouldn't be that wise, that shouldn't understand this much about the world. If my daddy Anthony loved me, would he want you to hurt me? The question hung in the air, heavy, unavoidable. Victor's hand shook harder. I don't know. I think he would want you to love me too, because I'm his daughter, and families are supposed to protect each other, not hurt each other. Victor's eyes filled with tears, the gun lowered slightly. You don't understand. Cain took everything from me. He took my daddy Anthony too, but he also saved me, found me when I was alone, when I was scared. He chose to be my new daddy, and he's been good to me. He's a killer. So are you. So was Daddy Anthony. But I'm not, and I don't want anyone else to die, especially not because of me. Victor looked at Marcus, then back to Emma. The detonator in his hand felt heavier, the weight of the choice crushing him. I came here to kill you, to make Kane suffer like I suffered. I know, and you can, but if you do, you'll be killing the last piece of Anthony. The only good thing he left behind. Is that what you want? Victor's face crumpled. The rage that had sustained him for months, the hatred that had driven him to this moment. It all collapsed under the weight of an 8-year-old girl's wisdom. He dropped the detonator. Then the gun fell to his knees. I'm sorry, God. I'm so sorry. The corridor fell silent, Victor kneeling, broken, his remaining men lowering their weapons, uncertain without their leader's fury driving them forward. Marcus moved toward Emma, slowly, carefully, ready to throw himself between her and any threat. But the threat was gone. Victor was done. Thomas, take Emma back inside. Boss, do it. Thomas led Emma away. She looked back once, met Marcus's eyes. He saw something there. Not fear, understanding. His daughter had just saved them all with words instead of bullets. The door closed. Marcus approached Victor, knelt beside him. You're right, I am a killer. I destroyed your family. Took Anthony from Emma before she could know him. And I'll carry that guilt for the rest of my life. Victor looked up, eyes red, defeated. Then why? Why save her? Why play father to the daughter of a man you murdered? Because when I found her, I didn't see Anthony Romano's child. I saw a scared little girl who needed someone. Anyone. And I chose to be that someone. Not for redemption, not to ease my guilt, but because it was the right thing to do. The right thing. What would you know about right? Nothing. I'm a monster who got lucky, who got a chance to be better because Emma needed me to be better. She saved me, not the other way around. Victor's shoulders shook, grief finally overwhelming rage. I miss him, Anthony, my brother. He was supposed to get out, supposed to be better. Then honor him, be what he wanted to be, Emma's family, her uncle, someone who loves her instead of hurts her. Victor stared, processing, then slowly nodded. I don't know how. Neither do I, but we figure it out, one day at a time. The sound of sirens, police, ambulances. Walsh's blackout was over. Law enforcement flooding back in. Victor stood, extended his wrists. I surrender. Victor, no, this ends here. I pay for what I've done. Maybe in 20 years I get out. Get to meet Emma as a man instead of a monster. But for now, justice. Walsh and his team arrived, weapons drawn, taking in the carnage, the bodies, the blood. Marcus, what the hell happened here? Self-defense. Victor attacked. We responded. It's all on security cameras. Walsh looked at Victor. Victor Romano, you're under arrest for attempted murder, terrorism, assault with deadly weapons. I know the charges. I accept them. All of them. As police led Victor away, he turned back to Marcus. Tell Emma. Tell her Anthony loved her, that he carried her picture, that his last words before you shot him were about making sure she was safe. Marcus felt something crack inside because he remembered now. Anthony's last words, not threats, not curses. My daughter, please make sure my daughter is safe. Marcus had thought he was talking about someone else, some distant child, but it had been Emma. Anthony's final thoughts were of his daughter. I'll tell her, I promise. Victor nodded. Let the police take him. The corridor emptied. EMTs arrived for the wounded. Carlo was loaded onto a stretcher. Still alive. Going to make it. Marcus returned to Emma's room. She sat on the bed, Thomas beside her. Is it over? Emma asked. It's over. Did you kill him? No, he surrendered. He's going to prison. Because of what I said? Yes. You showed him something I couldn't. That revenge doesn't end pain. It just creates more. Emma hugged him, buried her face in his chest. I was so scared. I know, but you were brave. So brave. Daddy, can I ask you something? Always. My daddy Anthony, when he died, what were his last words? Marcus pulled back, looked into her eyes, decided she deserved the truth. He said, my daughter, please. Make sure my daughter is safe. Emmy's eyes filled with tears. He was thinking about me? Yes, even at the end, you were what mattered to him. Emma cried, but this time they were different tears. Not pain, release. The knowledge that her biological father had loved her, had thought of her, had wanted her safe. Thank you for making sure I was safe, Daddy Marcus. Always, baby. That's what fathers do. Portland, Oregon. Spring rain painted the streets silver. Marcus stood at the window of their small bookstore. Kane's Books and Coffee. The sign was simple, unpretentious, everything he wanted. The bell chimed. Lisa Romano entered. She carried an umbrella and wore a nervous smile. Marcus, thank you for agreeing to meet. You're Emma's family, of course. They sat at a corner table, coffee steaming between them. How is she? Good, really good. New school, new friends. She's thriving. And you? Learning to be normal. Harder than it sounds. Lisa laughed softly, pulled a folder from her bag. I brought these photos of Anthony from before everything went wrong. I thought Emma might want them. Marcus opened the folder, saw a young man smiling, full of life. In one photo, he held a baby. Emma, the love on his face was undeniable. She'll treasure these. Marcus, I need to say something about Victor, about what happened. He made his choice. I know, but I'm grateful that you showed him mercy, that you didn't kill him when you had every right to. Emma showed the mercy, not me. She reminded Victor what family really means. She sounds remarkable. She is. The bell chimed again. Emma entered. 9 years old now, taller, healthier. She saw Lisa, stopped. You must be Aunt Lisa. And you must be Emma. I've wanted to meet you for so long. Emma approached slowly, studying Lisa's face. You look like my daddy, Anthony. You look like him, too. You have his eyes. Emma smiled, genuine, warm. Will you tell me about him? The good parts? I would love to. They talked for an hour. Lisa shared stories. Anthony as a child, his love of baseball, how he always wanted to help people but got lost along the way. Emma listened, absorbed every word, building a picture of the father she never knew. When Lisa left, promising to visit again next month, Emma turned to Marcus. I'm glad I met her. Me too. Daddy, can I tell you something? Always. I love you more than I love my first daddy. Is that bad? Marcus knelt down, eye level with his daughter. No, it's not bad. Anthony loved you, but he never got to be your father. Not really, I did. And that bond, that daily choice to love and protect you, that's what makes family. So you're my real father? If you want me to be. I do. Forever. Then forever it is. Promises are forever, remember? Emma smiled, hugged him tight. They walked home together, through Portland's gentle rain, past normal people living normal lives, something Marcus never thought he would have. That night after Emma went to bed, Marcus sat alone, thought about the journey, from the crack house 4 years ago to this peaceful evening. He thought about Rebecca, buried in a quiet cemetery outside Detroit. Her last act had been sacrifice, stepping between Victor and Emma, taking a bullet meant for someone else. In death, she had found the redemption she couldn't find in life. He thought about Victor, serving 25 years in federal prison, writing letters to Emma once a month, building the relationship he had tried to destroy. He thought about Anthony Romano, the man whose death had set everything in motion, who had loved his daughter enough to want better for her, whose final words had been a plea for her safety. And he thought about Emma, the girl who had saved him without trying, who had shown him what it meant to be human, to love, to protect, to sacrifice everything for someone else. In his pocket, Marcus carried 2 items. The silver bracelet he had given Emma on adoption day. She had outgrown it but kept it safe. And a photo of Anthony holding baby Emma. A reminder that family was complicated, that love came in many forms. The rain stopped. Stars emerged. Portland at night was beautiful, peaceful, safe. Everything Marcus had fought for. Everything Emma deserved. His phone buzzed. Text from Thomas back in Detroit. Organization is solid. Money's clean. You're completely out. Live your life, boss. Marcus deleted the message, turned off the phone. That life was over. That man was dead. Now he was just Michael Harper, bookstore owner, single father, completely ordinary, and he wouldn't have it any other way. He checked on Emma one last time. She slept peacefully. Mr. Hoppy clutched in one arm. On her nightstand sat two photos. Marcus holding her at age 4, Anthony holding her at 6 months. Two fathers, one daughter. Both men had loved her, but only one had kept her safe, had kept his promises, had been there every single day. Marcus whispered to the sleeping child, "Sweet dreams, baby. Tomorrow we'll go to the park, feed the ducks, live a completely boring, wonderful day." He closed the door gently. Outside, Portland slept, the city of roses, the city of new beginnings. And in a small house on a quiet street, a father and daughter rested. Their war was over, their enemies defeated or imprisoned, their future stretched out bright and unwritten. The storm had passed, only sunshine remained. Marcus Kane was dead, but Michael Harper was alive, and that was enough. More than enough. It was everything, the end.